Today we are going to be making eggs 3 different ways: fried, scrambled, and boiled. Eggs are one of the most versatile ingredients you can keep in your kitchen, and mastering these 3 simple methods will give you the foundation for countless delicious meals. Let's start with fried eggs.
Fried eggs make such a difference on so many foods. I eat them over fried rice, noodles, over sourdough bread with avocados, hamburgers. I just can't even tell you how much I love a fried egg. I make one almost every single day. That's my preferred method of making an egg if I'm just gonna make one for myself. So I'm gonna show you how I do it. So the first thing I'm gonna do is warm up my pan, and I'm just gonna put a pat of butter in here, and I'm gonna turn it over medium heat because I really don't want this to be too hot. So this looks nice and hot. So I am gonna crack an egg right into my pan. And you can do this in a bowl if you prefer so that it doesn't get the white anywhere. Leave it alone, wait. If you start hearing it sizzle, it's best to probably turn the heat down just a little bit unless you want the edges to be crispy. And I'm gonna let it go until the white gets done. Once that becomes opaque, I'm gonna flip it. And you can often tell when it's time to flip if you can move around this. If it's stuck kind of to the bottom, it's not ready to flip. So my egg is just about done. The opaque area, or this area up here, is gotten pretty opaque. So I am going to flip my egg now. So sometimes I get a little bit of help because I just want to do this really nice and easy. So I'm gonna flip it over, and it looks like it was about just right. So I'm gonna let that go for about 45 more seconds or so. So I'm gonna turn this off, and I'm gonna let it sit here for just a second. My egg is ready, and I am going to put it right on the top of my avocado. And I'm gonna add a little salt. Not much, didn't need a lot. And a little pepper. Put a little hot sauce on here. And so here is your perfect fried egg. So I make scrambled eggs all the time for large crowds because it's super easy, and who doesn't love scrambled eggs? Really good scrambled eggs. Scrambled eggs have a tendency to turn into mush or to get really rubbery. It's usually one or the other, but I can prevent all of that with just a few of my tips. What we're looking for are tender, fluffy curds, and that is what we're going to do right now. I'm gonna heat a little bit of butter in the pan, and fat is a friend of eggs. I'm gonna use 1 egg yolk for every 4 eggs. So I have 8 eggs and 2 egg yolks. So if you were just gonna do 4 eggs, you would do 1 egg yolk. I'm gonna use about 6 tablespoons or so of heavy cream. So the egg yolks and the heavy cream are adding a lot of moisture and fat to these eggs. That is really gonna help to make the fluffy, delicious, curd-like eggs. So I'm gonna pour this into a little bit of butter in my pan here. I'm gonna wait until this gets a little bit opaque around the edges, and then I'm going to pull this in. It's not quite there yet, but I'm gonna pull it in to the center of the pan, and I'm gonna continue doing that to make these nice, fluffy, large curds. Okay, I'm gonna rinse my bowl out. Okay, so now I've got this big curd right here in the middle of my pan, and I'm gonna let this go ahead and set again just for a minute, and then I'm gonna do the same thing, and I'm gonna pull it into the center of my pan. Okay, and then I'm gonna let the rest of that just go right around so that it can get done.
One of the simplest tricks for making perfectly soft scrambled eggs is using a smaller skillet. A smaller pan keeps the eggs closer together as they cook, helping trap steam and moisture instead of allowing it to escape. That extra moisture creates tender, fluffy eggs rather than dry, overcooked ones. As the eggs gently cook, the trapped steam helps form thick, soft curds with a rich, creamy texture. Combine this with low heat and gentle stirring, and you'll end up with scrambled eggs that are light, fluffy, and melt in your mouth every time.
Okay, so now I'm gonna leave this. I'm gonna turn off the heat. There we go. And I've got these beautiful, big, fluffy curds that are gonna be so delicious. You can serve this with a little bit of hot sauce, more salt and pepper if you want to, and they'll be just absolutely divine. Get a little bit of this and taste it. Yummy, delicious. I'm gonna put a little hot sauce on this. This is gonna be so good. And you can put whatever herbs that you want to over the top, and then enjoy your egg. Look at how soft and delicious and curdled that is. You can put cheese in here. You can put chives, onions, all kinds of cheeses actually. I think it would be just really lovely, but you can see how soft that is. It's not rubbery, they're big curds, it's not dry. It's steamed because it was in that small pan, and because I added the fat to it with the extra egg yolks and with the extra cream. Delicious. So have you ever wondered why fresh eggs are so hard to peel? Because fresh eggs are so acidic, they have a lot of dissolved carbon dioxide that they are releasing. But as they age, it becomes less acidic. I'm bringing this to a rolling boil. This is one of the tricks to making really great boiled eggs. So I'm about to drop them in, and I'm gonna put them right in my colander here and drop them in. I just don't want them to break, so I'm gently putting them in here. Boiled eggs are great in ramen. They are fantastic, obviously, for egg salad sandwiches or to put in tuna fish. I use them, in my salads all the time, and you get so much protein from them. I'm gonna let these boil for about 10 minutes. And another thing with fresh eggs, one thing that will help them to peel better is to put a little bit of baking soda in the water. It won't affect the flavor of your eggs at all. You're gonna make sure that you have them totally covered. As long as they're covered and as long as you start with boiling water, you're gonna be fine. So I'm gonna let this go for about 10 minutes. And in the meantime, I'm gonna make an ice bath for the eggs. So I'm gonna put the eggs straight into this ice as soon as they are finished. I'm gonna add a little bit of water to this, but the heat of the eggs is gonna make my ice melt quickly. So I'm gonna go ahead and have that ready right here.
I'm going to boil the eggs for about 10 minutes.
So I'm gonna add them straight in to my ice water, and that's gonna cool them down quickly. But another trick to this is to leave them in the ice water for about 10 minutes. So you're looking at about 20 minutes of time before you have your boiled eggs. All right, I'm gonna let them rest for a minute and then I'll be right back. It's been 10 minutes, so here is the moment of truth. All right, here we go. So the method is to crack it all over the entire shell. Get it nice and cracked, okay? All right, let's check this out. Here we go, here we go. All right, look at that. All right, well, there we go. Beautiful, beautiful. All right. Yep, this is working. Okay, so now I'm going to rinse them off and I'm going to dry them off, okay? I'm going to bring over the plate and I'm going to cut into them and I'm going to see what is happening. All right, let's cut in to this and see how this is looking. Oh, it's a beautiful, beautiful, fantastic. Look at that, that is so good. I'm going to put a little bit of salt over the top of that, a little bit of pepper over the top of that. And again, you can use white pepper if you want to. I may put a few basil leaves here and there over the top just to make it beautiful. And I think it would add a little flavor. And you can always add hot sauce or anything else you want to the plate. If I was making like egg salad, I might want them to go another minute or two. So I might let them go maybe 12 minutes. This will change based on how fast your stovetop boils, but this 10-minute one is absolutely perfect for any kind of salad that I might ever want, or even to put in my ramen noodles.
You can find the full recipe on my website in the link below. I hope you'll give one of these egg recipes a try and let me know which one is your favorite. Thanks so much for spending a little time in my kitchen today, and I'll see you next time.